Good evening, my viewers. Welcome back to my channel, African Crab here. Here is another tutorial for you for a granny square, slightly different from the one that I shared yesterday. I think this one is really nice. It has almost a lacy feel to it. As you can see, it's not exactly square here. It's more circular, and then the square forms right at the end. So we're going to be working on this particular tutorial. You are going to need 4 different color yarns, 4-ply yarns, if you will. If you're using wool, same thing. If you're using cotton, same thing. You need 4 different colors. So let's go ahead and get started. What you're going to need is, as I mentioned, 4-ply yarn, 4 different colors, a pair of scissors to cut off your loose ends, a darning needle to stitch in your loose ends, and a 5.5 millimeter hook. Most yarns 4-ply will recommend a 5 or a 5.5. I'm using a 5.5 millimeter hook. If you have tight tension, please use a hook size bigger. I would recommend a 6 millimeter or a 6.5 millimeter hook. If you have loose tension, go a hook size lower, okay? We are gonna start with a pink color yarn. So go ahead and get your yarn, whichever colors you're using. Start with your first one. What we're going to do is make a magic loop. We are going to work 12 double crochets. We're going to start by chaining 3. You chain 3 acts as your first double crochet, and then we're going to make 11 double crochets in the same space. I want to make sure that your yarn is not loose and you're able to work through it without pulling through harder than necessary. I'm using part of my leftover yarns from a blanket project. So we want to make sure we have 12 double crochets in this circle. You chain 3 at the beginning, counts as one of your double crochets. So let's see how many we got. We have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11, and one more. 12. Then we're going to pull this one to close that circle. There you are. And then we're going to slip stitch at the top of your chain 3. And then we're going to make sure we tighten that, and we're going to snip that off. We will sew in our loose ends at the end. Or you can sew it in as you go. Why don't we do that to make sure that we have a clean project when we're done. Take your darning needle, thread it, turn your work around, and we're going to just go through the top loops here. We're going to go that way and then backwards. Let's go through that twice. And then one more time to secure it. There we are. Snip that. And then for the center, we're going to thread our needle one more time. And for the center here, we're going to go back and forth 3 times. That's 1. And then back. 2, and then one more time. This is to secure it. Make sure that when you wash your product, the threads do not come loose. Make sure it's tight and neat. And then let's snip that. Slip that aside. And so that's where we are. For row 2, we're going to use a different color yarn. For my project, I will be using yellow. Now, to make it so that you're not continuously threading your hook, your needle, we're going to go through here and actually tie this particular yarn, make a knot there, and tie it 3 times to secure. Make sure it's secure. Get your scissors and snip that portion, and this is so that when you work, you're only going to stitching the very last piece. So we're going to go in and start working V stitches in the spaces in between. Okay, we will have for row 2 12 V stitches. Okay, so go through there, yarn over, work a 4 chains. The 4 chains is 1 double crochet, chain 1, and then we're going to work another double crochet. Okay, that's your V stitch. Into the next stitch, 1 double crochet, chain 1, another double crochet. So that's what your V stitches are comprised of. 2 double crochets in the same stitch with a chain 1 in between. Okay, 1 double crochet, chain 1, another double crochet. And so we are working V stitches in each stitch for a total of 12 V stitches in this round. Make sure to count so you do not miss any stitches. One double crochet, chain 1, and then another double crochet. So you have a V stitch with just 1 double crochet, chain 1 in between. Normally your V stitch has 2 double crochets in between. This one just has 1 double crochet in between. And this is your row 2. Let's go ahead and get this finished. Okay, there we are. We've come to the end of our row. You're gonna slip stitch on the 3rd chain of your chain 4 from the beginning. Then slip stitch 2. Let's get your scissors, snip that. Let's pass this through one more time, pull through, make sure it's taut. And that's what your row 2 looks like. Let's go ahead and stitch in this loose end. We want to have a clean project at the end of it. Turn your work around, and we're going to go through these loops here at the very top. Go through 4, pull through, and then we're going to turn backwards. Skip that and go through 3 times, pull through, and then pull that out, snip that out, and there you are. That's what your project looks like at this point. That's row 2. Set that aside. Okay, we're going to get our 3rd color. I'm using a teal. This is my teal. I'm using my leftover yarns, and so that's what I'm working with. So I'm going to pull this through. We're going to work on our 3rd row. Make sure I make a generous amount to complete that particular row. All right. As we did before, let's go back here. We're going to go in between the V stitch, the very last V stitch here, and we're going to go and secure our yarn there just like we did before. This allows you to only stitch in 1 time for each row. Make sure you're tying the knot 3 times to secure it. Snip that piece off, set that aside. So we're working in the V stitches. Go under there, yarn over, pull through. We are going to chain 3. This is your first double crochet, and then you're going to chain 2, and then work another double crochet. Now this is your true V-stitch. The traditional V-stitch is 1 double crochet, chain 2, 1 double crochet, and this is going to be your repeat pattern for this row. In each of the previous V-stitches you're going to add another V-stitch, except in this case we are going to have chain 2s in between each of the double crochets. All right, so double crochet, chain 2, double crochet, next double crochet, chain 2, double crochet. So let's work across. This is your repeat pattern for this particular row. You will have a total of 12 V-stitches for this row, with 2 double crochets with a chain 2 in between each of them. You are only working in the V-stitches from the previous row right there. We are almost there. Continue working your V-stitches with 2 chains in between each of the double crochets. That's the end of the row, and we are going to slip stitch at the top of our chain 3, 1, 2, and 3. So we're going to go through there, slip stitch, and then pull through. Make sure you have a tight draw there, snip it off, go through here and make sure it's tight. That's what your project looks like for row 3. We are going to get our darning needle, thread it, flip your work around. Again, we're going to go through the very top here. This one is going to be a little tight, but make sure you go through that to get to that side. Pull through, and then we're going to go right back in between, pull through, and secure that. This allows it not to unravel when you do laundry. That's what your back looks like, and that's what the front looks like. Isn't that pretty? Depending on the colors you're using, it's going to look impressive. So we're going to get our last color, and this is where your square comes in. In my case, I am going to be using coffee color. This is my other leftover yarn, so I'm going to pull through this, make sure I get a generous amount to complete my square. So we are going to make a square, and that will complete our granny square. It's pretty simple. So get your yarn. Once more, we're going to work in between the V-stitches. So let's go ahead and put the yarn in the last V-stitch here, and we're going to secure it in the center. Make sure it's in the center. There's a reason for that. Let's secure that by making 3 knots to make sure none of this unravels when we do our laundry. And I always like to snip off the loose end so that my work is pretty neat at the end of it. So to start our square, you're going to chain 4. And we're going to work 2 triple crochets in that same space. Yarn over, go into the stitch, yarn over, pull through 1, pull through 2, pull through 3. That's your triple crochet. Yarn over twice, go into the stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So Your chain 4 is your first triple crochet, and then we got 1 and 2, so a total of 3 triple crochets to begin with. In the next stitch, we are going to work 3 double crochets. 3 double crochets. That's 1, 2, and 3. And in the next stitch, we are going to work 3 double crochets. In this stitch, we're going to make a corner, and your corner is going to be 3 triple crochets, chain 2, 3 triple crochets. Okay, your corner is 3 triple crochets, chain 2, 3 triple crochets. So let's work that. Yarn over twice, work your first triple crochet, yarn over twice. This is your second, and this is your third triple crochet, chain 2, and we're going to work another set of triple crochets in the same space, and this will make our corner. In this space, we're going to work a double crochet, a set of double crochets, basically 3 double crochets. And in this space, we're going to work another set of 3 double crochets. And then we're going to work another corner. We're going to be putting a set of triple crochets, chain 2, and a set of triple crochets. That is 3 triple crochets, chain 2, and then another 3 triple crochets. And then the next stitch, we're going to work a set of 3 double crochets, another set of 3 double crochets in the next stitch. I'm going to move that aside and open up more of the copper yarn. Bear with me. Eventually I'm going to have to buy a yarn winder. Okay, this is the last of the double crochets. As you can see, we already have 2 neat corners. We're going to work 1 more corner, 3 triple crochets, chain 2, 3 triple crochets. That makes up our corner. Chain 2, then another set of triple crochets. That's your corner. We're going to work a set of 3 double crochets. It looks like I'm running out of my copper yarn, so I'm going to need to grab a little bit more, so bear with me. I'll move that down. This is what your work looks like at this point. I need a little bit more of the copper yarn, so bear with me. Okay, I did get some more, so let's see about completing our project. I'm gonna need to make a knot to tie this together, so bear with me just a moment. I have an interesting way of tying up my yarn so it doesn't come loose, so there we are. Make that taut, and I'm gonna snip off this All right, we have one more set of double crochets to make. And then we're going to work our last set of triple crochets to complete this corner right here. So let's work 3 triple crochets in this space. And then to make your chain 2, we're going to yarn over and we're going to work a double crochet at the top of your chain 3. So we're going to go in here, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2, and that closes your square. Let's yarn over and pull through one more time to secure. And so this is your granny square. Isn't that amazing? So let's go ahead and snip off this and stitch in our ends to complete our project. As always, you want to make sure you secure this very well. We're going to thread our needle. Turn your work around, and it's always easier to use the back loop. Let's go through this 4 times. Pull through. Let's go backwards. And then let's secure it one more time. Make sure it's secure. Once again, you want it secure so that when you do your laundry, none of this unravels. It can be frustrating when you work on a project and then it unravels when you put in the in the washer. So here is your complete granny square. Isn't that cool? So this was the original one. And this is the one we just completed. There you are. Now this is a slightly different granny square. As you can see, you can use this. It has a more lacy feel to it compared to the traditional granny square that I showed you yesterday. And it builds up as fast as you can see. You can see the difference. This is your traditional granny square, right? And this is the fancier granny square. So I hope you like this project, and when you make yours, please share with me. I will leave a link to my shop in the description box below. I'm actually selling some of these granny squares, so if you can't make your own, please purchase one from my shop. I have them in different colors, or you can custom order some from me. I can make these for you, for a blanket, for a sweater, whatever you want to make. Okay, give me a thumbs up if you like this tutorial. Do not forget to hit that subscribe button. If you're new to my channel, welcome, welcome. For my current subscribers, thank you for your support. It's much appreciated. I will see you in my next video. Have a good evening.